Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Irwindale Speedway, down to the Racing League Rust Series qualifying underway. Eric Drapeau already at the top of the board with a 17.677. Eric Kelvin Mosier in the 43 machine, P2, P3. Cal Weatherman in the 6 Ford Mustang with a 17.775. 2 minutes and 8 seconds left here in qualifying. Joining me in the booth, Sean Bounty tonight. We're doing a little bit of admin duties as well. We have 19 cars have taken time. Just over a minute 30 seconds left. One minute remaining. Eric Drapeau, Kelvin Mosier, Kyle Weatherman, Jackson Allen, Matt Quick, your top five. Jordan Patterson, Brendan Klusterhuis, Roger Diebold, Patrick Langley, Sawyer out, round out in the top 10. Under 50 seconds. Everybody who's taking the time has probably already laid down their lap of record here. Tonight should be quick, fast action. 0.47. Calling it here.
Yeah, looks like Eric's doing pretty good on the top spot right now. Coming off of a second place finish at the Indy Road Course. P2 in the standings. We're at race 2, and this is a good start for him.
Yeah, we like throwing in those road courses there at the beginning, and he was the odds favorite going in there, and Jackson Allen is known to be well there, and Bailey Curry might have had the fastest car out there, and kind of had some miscues on his own that may have hampered his ability.
Yeah, Eric's a really good road course racer. I've had many battles with him. From the green flag to the finish, when he's on a road course, he is balls to the wall. And sometimes, he gets an amazing lead and nobody can catch him. And sometimes his biggest rival is himself. A few of those races he almost had in the bag. Just a few self-inflicted wounds. But he's definitely showed himself to be a great racer. Irwindale is a very unique and interesting track. Second on the schedule, and I looked at this schedule. It's the only real track that these Xfinity cars don't go to in real life, really. And it's a very unique track, very small, unique track, and it almost races kind of like a Kentucky or a Darlington in a way, in a short track race, because you're way up there in the outside wall. And if you got a good setup, you can make those passes. Tire wear is going to be very interesting. But yeah, those race line is a lane and a half up against off that wall. So we're going to see a lot of guys maybe get stuck behind one another, and we'll see if some aggression plays out. If they get bottled up and need to go, we'll see what we get here.
Definitely got that short track Saturday night feel. We're going to see some excitement out on the racetrack, and 200 laps, so we've got a little bit of a time here to get things done, but 200 laps to go quickly here at Irwindale, and hopefully we can string out some green flag runs and see what these guys have got toward the end of a run. The field starts to roll. 97 of Eric Drapeau will be in command of the field as soon as the pace car exits the speedway. We're set for 200 laps. Bailey Curry gonna miss the start here. He'll be starting on pit road, but long way to go here for Bailey Curry, and I'm sure he'll be able to he'll catch a caution before long.
Yeah, Bailey put in some pretty good practice times. Looks like he missed qualifying.
Pace car is off. Now it's all up to Eric Drapeau and the flagman to start these 200 laps here at Irwindale. Alongside of him, the 43 of Kelvin Mosier. And we are green at Irwindale. Good start there by the 97 Eric Drapeau. He'll clear the 43. Jackson Allen will bring up right in behind as they head down the back chute.
That's good for Weatherman there and Jackson Allen to get up single file. Best way for them to catch up. He caught him in a hurry. Looks like the leader might be under threat for a good race here.
Yeah, Jackson Allen already starting to walk down that 97 of Eric Drapeau.
Oh, we got a spinner out of turn 4.
First caution of the night. Lap 3 officially. We will
it's the 89 car, Matt Quick. He's coming out of 3 off the bottom and just got a little heavy on the gas and kind of spun it around. Did a good job of rolling it down, and he tapped the inside wall, but kept it in one piece, which was really good. A couple of guys at the same time.
Yeah, simultaneous.
94 and the 24 at the same time, a few rows back. Looks like got caught up in an incident as well. The 98 tapped the back end of the 94 car. That sent him up into the 24, and they both spun out right behind him at the same time. They seem to be doing okay too. Minor damage to the 94, but everybody's going straight.
And good thing here, we're not gonna have to worry too much about aerodynamics. Bailey Curry will get that brake he needed. I believe
Eric Drapeau leading this race kind of also saw what Jackson had for him too, so this gave him a chance to catch his breath and kind of reassess his line on the track. Maybe he's even saving his tires. I believe this series runs with a one tire change, so they have 2 sets of tires, one to start on, and that strategy is going to be really interesting. How much do you save? These right front tires can wear out pretty good, and you don't even have to have too many laps on your tires when you change them. It makes a big difference, and it'll be interesting to see what strategy and how far these guys go before deciding to put that last set of tires on. How late into the run they go, when they might get that caution.
80-degree track temperature here tonight, 82 ambient temperature, so racetrack not too hot as we are under the lights here at Irwindale. Eric Drapeau, Jackson Allen, Kelvin Mosier, Kyle Weatherman, Storm Patterson, Old Storm Warning up into the 5th spot. He's moved up 1 spot there from his qualifying position. Roger Diebold in that 25. He's up to 6th from the 8th spot. Sawyer Ott, 7th, up from 10th. Christopher Gale moving up a little bit, involved in that incident. He looks like he was able to get away scot-free. We're coming back to green. First restart of the evening. 97 Eric Drapeau back in the gas. Maybe the camera angle, it looked like he hesitated just a little bit. Kyle Weatherman looked like he was going to put some work on the 91 of Allen, but he'll fall in line single file.
Yeah, they're single file, 6 cars wide, but they're definitely challenging for the lead right now. Pro did a good job getting that pole and kind of controlling the field, but
See that
looks
6
like
of Weatherman.
yeah, he takes P2 on the outside, and like I said, that outside line is about the way you want to go here. He's got his sight set on Eric Dupont now.
And hopefully we see a little bit of a groove down a little bit off that wall, maybe give some room for passing. But Kyle Weatherman made a little bit of room there for himself in between there and that first dotted line. Rim riding, like we call it at the dirt track.
Yeah, running that bottom line is it takes a little bit of work, but you can do it.
Weatherman will get into the 97 of Drapeau. Will stay green. Drapeau will bounce it off the wall.
I'm sure he's going to put that one in the book and remember it later in this race. We've got some short track racing going on here.
We'll take a look at that replay for a different angle.
Listening on board to Kyle Weatherman, he wasn't sure he actually hit him, but it was there. Lucky enough for Drapeau, he tagged the outside wall with his fender and kept it straight, so he only pulled back to third spot, and he's still looking pretty good here.
Another thing I'm starting to notice early on, clean air looks like it's got some effect there on that 6 as Weatherman's able to pull out a little bit. Allen not able to close the gap as quickly as he did earlier on the 97 of Drapeau.
Yeah, Weatherman is checking out right now. I gotta worry and I gotta wonder how good is the setup under his car, and how much is it heating those right side tires up? Could he be showing his hand a little bit too early? Or we're gonna have to wait and see. If we get a long run here, are those guys in second, third, fourth that are riding nose to tail gonna catch back up to him?
Looking back further in the field, that 98 Copenhagen ride of Stephen Parsons was putting it on the bottom and made a couple of passes in that last lap. Now he's back single file, sight set on the 25 of Debo, but he's got his hands full to 20. Traverse Rest, South Carolina, Patrick Langley, as they make contact at a turn 4.
Weatherman still stretching his lead. He's about 3/4 of a straightaway gap on second place. They're single file for a few rows back, and not too many battles going on, but the few that there are going on, they're just kind of side by side for a while. I think a lot of people here just trying to survive this night for most of this race. It's going to be a long one. Not everybody's got their car perfectly tuned for this race. These cars weren't designed for this track. They got a lot of power in them, but you know they're making it work. So I think the playing field was a blank slate when it came to finding a setup for this track. It's a progressive track. The bottom, it's a 6-degree bank, 9-degree in the middle, and you got a 12-degree bank on the top. That's why you're seeing a lot of these guys ride the outside wall here.
And there's one thing we got to keep in mind here with the Rush Series. Everybody open setup. They really have to go to work and find something that will work for them. And starting to see a few cars dive down there on the bottom, the extreme bottom. Bailey Curry, the last couple of laps, he went all the way to that white line. Now watching the 35 of Sawyer Ott trying to do so as well. Not working out too good for him at the moment.
These guys up here in the top 4, top 5 under a blanket, with the exception of Weatherman, who's way out there. They're side by side. Dupro looking on the inside of Jackson Allen. Major in the 43 getting a nice bump from Patterson. They're all kind of beating and banging here, trying to figure out who's going to line up and see if they could catch Weatherman. side by side is pretty slow here.
Notice that if you're able to get that run in the middle or going in, as Japo did, that car wants to slide up the racetrack, and Allen is right there, and he'll have to get on the binders to keep from making contact, and that's really holding up those two guys behind him as they've pulled down side by side Mosier and Patterson.
Yeah, it's one thing to ride, you go into turn one and you're on that bottom, you're on that dotted white line, and you want to hold it, but it's definitely getting tight there in that transition, especially as the tires wear out. The ideal position is you want to go in low, dime it up at the top of the wall, and then drive back off, but you've got that car in your way that you're trying to pass, and he ain't going to give you that outside wall when you need to, so you're going to have to let back off and single file again, and just hope and wait that they make a mistake at some point.
Definitely follow the leader right now, and the leader well out in front just now across the start-finish line. As these guys, Allen maybe a little bit of contact with the outside wall there.
Like the 20 car also kind of coming back into the picture. I'm not sure if Jackson's holding them up or Pro constantly pressuring him for second place is really what's bottling these guys up, but more cars are slowly coming into the picture for this lead battle here in the front half of the field.
Seen Allen drop down below that dotted line, and Drapeau and the 63 of Patterson going to get by. They'll spread out just a little bit. 25 of Roger Diebold, he's side by side with Mosier.
So it looks like we got Weatherman way up front here, starting to catch the back half of these fields. They're probably not going to be much of an issue for him. They're spread out way too much in the back half of the field for it to really matter. He's kind of setting pace. He's about a half a lap. Oh, looks like that lap car hit the outside wall, and Weatherman went all the way down to the bottom of the grass going into turn one there. Not sure what led to that, but some evasive actions, and now we got a big wreck on the front stretch here. A few cars involved.
What's up? Mosier got into the back of the 25. Ainley nowhere to go. He'll make contact with the 43. Parsons nowhere to go. Heavy front end damage on that machine as he made contact with the 25. 25 loops it, makes contact with the 89 of Matt Quick right before the flag stand. Wrecking after the yellow. 25 trying to get the car turned around and pointed in the right direction, and nowhere to go for the 89 of Quick. And I believe we'll see some takers on pit road as here comes the field.
Yeah, I bet the 25 is not happy about that. He, half a lap prior, was halfway down on the inside, took 2 spots away from those guys in that battle there. And once he got in front of Mosier dove in onto the bottom and just couldn't hold it and drifted up into the left rear fender of the 25. And that's what kind of started it. Just couldn't hold it down there on that line. Well, what was a good battle for top 5, 6 cars there. Handful of them are going to be in the back of the field now. We're running some pretty good times, and there's a bit of a disparity between the front half and the back half timing of this field. So it'll be interesting to see them try to come back through and how aggressive they'll be, how short their patience is.
Trying to keep up with action on pit road, and was just absolutely a disaster. I've seen back half cars going before the front half, and right now Kyle Weatherman's looked like he was third out between the leaders. 97 like he got out before the 6. And they're marred back about more than halfway through the field. Looks like some waiver rounds are. A little scoring issue. We're going to try to work this out. .44 of Von Brahman back on the lead lap. And like I said, with Eric Jacopo going to choose the outside on the restart. A little bit of discrepancy in the lineup. And Jacopo back in the gas. We're underway. 6 of Kyle Weatherman are going to be close in tow. He'll jump over that second lane. 20 of Patrick Langley runs P3. Storm Patterson tagging along in 4th. They're going to single file for the first 4 race cars. .05 of Bailey Curry, after starting a lap down, has moved his way up. Now he's running neck and neck with the 09 of Dave Matson for that 7th spot. They make contact. Matson into the wall. They both keep it straight. Side by side at a turn number 4. Bailey Curry going to lose the handle, and around he goes. Contact with the inside wall, no caution. Caution out now on the Speedway. iRacing waiting a good bit before it threw that caution. Bailey Curry unfortunately finds himself at the end of the longest line once again. Green flag out, 97 of Drapeau, 6 of Kyle Weatherman, 63 Storm Patterson. iRacing throwing a little bit of loop here. Weatherman challenging for the lead to the inside. Into turn number 3 goes to 6. He'll be way down the racetrack. They'll drag race down the front straight away into turn number 1. Weatherman will try to pinch him up as high as he can. Weatherman clears in the middle of 1 and 2. He'll regain the lead here on lap 54 of 200. 147 to go. Caution. Back out on the speedway. It involved the 05 machine. Bailey Curry. He was up the racetrack already. 24 had went around.
Mm.
24 might have lost it on his own, and 05 89 are going to bring out the caution.
Yeah, at the same time the 24 was spinning, Bailey dropped it from the entrance of turn 3 all the way down to the apron up against the grass to see if he could make something happen there. But just need a little bit more track up against the wall, and the 89 was there, and they got together.
'91 Jackson Allen down pit road.
I miss Dylan. This is a rough race.
Getting ready to go back green. Kyle Weatherman on the hammer. He'll jump out to a big lead here into turn number 1. 20 of Patrick Langley. Going to get the boot for the 97 machine. And around he'll go. 20 of Patrick Langley. Obviously not happy with the outcome of that one. Jordan Langley on pit road for service. Kyle Weatherman leads. Storm Patterson, Eric Japo P3, Matt Hendricks, Dave Matson up from the 16th spot to 5th. And that 69 of Matt Hendricks started 23rd. Right now, right in the 4th position. Getting ready to go back green. Kyle Weatherman down on the hammer. He gets a huge restart into turn number 1. 69 of Matt Hendricks. Gonna pull up P2 there. '94 Brandon Klooster, who's in the Kellogg Chevrolet Silverado or Chevrolet Camaro. Parsons runs over the 94. Take a quick break and we'll be right back here on the Iron Thunder Racing Network. Green flag back in the air. Kyle Weatherman back out to the lead 69 of Matt Hendricks. On the bottom. 97 Eric Drapeau gonna go around on the outside. As we are up to lap 77. Caution flag gonna fly one more time. Looks like the 20 of Patrick Langley may be involved. Patrick Langley pointed back in the right direction. Looped it around. Get it put back in the right direction. Be right back in a moment. Lights are out on top of the iRacing.com Ford Mustang. We'll restart this one more time. Lap 83 of 200. 118 laps to go here at Irwindale. Hammer down 97 of Eric Drapeau, your leader. You'll get out to a sizable lead. The 6 of Kyle Weatherman all the way down to that white line and caution flag. Oh, 69 of Matt Hendricks. It'll be hard into that wall opening on the front straightaway. He was headed for the outside pits here at Irwindale, right across the nose of the 36. Hard impact with that driver's door. Hopefully that driver is A-OK. Get the field reset here for you. Lap 87 on the board, 1:14 to go. Eric Drapeau, Kelvin Mosier, Dave Matson, Christopher Gale. Matt Quick, your top 5. Kyle Weatherman, Manon Raman, Tressenot, Matt Klusterhuis, and Jackson Allen round out your top 10. Fastest lap of the race belongs to the 91 of Jackson Allen. Coming on lap 2 to 17. 773. Eric Drapeau currently leading this one. He has led 37 laps here tonight. And lead changes. And the field under command of that 97 in the box and hammer down for Eric Drapeau. He must have been watching that 6 of Kyle Weatherman. As tries to mimic that restart just a bit. Weatherman almost pushes it 3 wide. Christopher Gale going to lose it on his own in front of the field. And caution back out once again. Gale had a good run going. He recovered after being in that incident earlier on. Unfortunately, losing the handle on that machine. We'll take a quick break and be right back here at Irwindale, live on the Iron Thunder Racing Network. Welcome back, Irwindale Speedway. Like, submit, extinguish the top of the iRacing.com Ford Mustang. There's your Poe, Kelvin Mosier on that front row. Monin Ramen, Kyle Weatherman. Row number 2, Jackson Allen. And Matt Klusterhoos, row number 3. Hammer down goes to 97 of Eric Japola, Green Flag Racing. 6 of Kyle Weatherman will pressure to 43 of Mosier. He'll work the outside. Rahman will have pressure from the 91 of Jackson Allen as he'll skirt out ahead. We'll go single file. The first 4 race cars on the speedway. 6 of Kyle Weatherman digging down low. He's side by side with the 97 of Japo into turn number 1. Can he hold that race car on the bottom side of the racetrack? And he will. He'll make the pass again. Picture perfect, almost deja vu. As the 44 of Rahman going to take notes from Kyle Weatherman. He'll dive down low. Nothing working for Rahman. He'll move back to the top side. Japo losing sight of that 6 as Kyle Weatherman gets that clean air and starts to pull away from the field once again. Weatherman loving that clean air. Rahman trying to find a way around that 97 of Japo. '91 Accident Jackson Allen gonna move down a lane there. Bumper chrome horn to the 97 from Monin Rahman. He'll try to go around. Went to move up, not quite clear. He'll clear him now. Here comes the 91 of Allen. He'll look underneath the 97 of Eric Jacob. Side by side as he enters turn number 1. Caution out on the speedway. Halfway flag. Waving.
Ground. The slick track here.
We'll watch a replay of the 24. Six of Kyle Weatherman, your leader, Eric Drapeau, pit side. $105 laps on the board, 96 to go. Interesting restart here with the 6 of Weatherman. Choosing the bottom side. Have to keep an eye on how this works out for Weatherman. Luckily for him, he decides when to go. Hammer down, and like a rocket goes the 6 of Kyle Weatherman. Wanted Ryman falling in right behind. Jackson Allen working the inside, trying to hold off 63 of Storm Patterson, who's found his way back up inside the top 5. So they're rubbing with that 91 into 63. He'll give way. And caution back out on the Speedway. 20 of Patrick Langley on pit road. Oh, Langley. 25 of Diebold. Back up front with Kyle Weatherman, Monin Ramen P2. Storm Patterson has went, or is P3, excuse me. Kyle Weatherman, excuse me, Jackson Allen on pit road. We are getting ready to go back green. Kyle Weatherman with a good restart on the last one. He will stick with the bottom side of the racetrack. That'll put Monin Ramen to his outside. We'll have 63 Young Buck Storm Patterson. Storm Warning will be tucked in behind the 6. That'll put newcomer Matt Klusterhuis to the outside of row number 2. Brother Brandon right behind him in row 3. Quickly the top 3, 4 goes single file. Klusterhuis will try to move up. Brandon, that is, in front of the 35 machine of Sawyer Rock. He'll do so single file. Got one car off into the grass. We'll keep it pointed in the right direction. We'll stay green. Moving right along. Looked like it may have been the 91 of Allen, who was agricultural racing. Nope. Not the 91, maybe, possibly the 20 of Langley. Trouble on the 97. Caution back out. He made contact previous lap. Spun through the pit lane and back out on the Speedway. This time caution. Camera not picking up. The last caution. But nonetheless, we're under caution once again. At 119 of 200, 82 laps remain. And here comes your leader. The 6 of Kyle Weatherman coming to the attention of his crew. What about a 44 of Rahman, Patterson, Klucherhoos, Mott, Matson, Quick, Brazour, Patterson, top 10, all on pit road. Like the 20 of Langley, gonna elect to stay out on the Speedway. 10 laps since he has last visited pit road. Rahman down and away. Kept Weatherman right there in front of him. Patrick Langley, Roger Debold. Up front, Jackson Allen, Christopher Gale, Jeff Wilson, Dwayne Jolly, Kyle Weatherman, Rahman, Brandon Klucherhoos, saw you're out your top 10. Top 4 drivers, 12 laps on a set of tires. Definitely not 12 hard laps, so tires, few cautions, equalize out with the guys behind them who are on fresh tires. There will be a 2-car gap between Gale and Kyle Weatherman, who is on fresh Goodyear rubbers. Patrick Langley going to wait as long as possible. He'll be back in the gas into turn 1. Langley into the outside wall. He can't shake that 24 of Gale. Gale will have to get on the binders hard to avoid him. 35 Sawyer on. And the 42. Sawyer on going around. Old 94 gets into the 66. And nowhere to go. Around goes a 35. 94 back into the 42 again. You see the pace car coming out so quickly. Patrick Langley out of Travelers Rest, South Carolina, holds on to the lead here on lap 127. Christopher Gale P2, Diebold and Jackson Allen 3rd and 4th. Dwayne Jolly your top 5. Kyle Weatherman 6th, 7th will be Martin Rahman. 8th Dave Matson, 9th Jeff Nielsen, 10th Kelvin Mosier. Patrick Langley going to choose the outside. Up at Jackson Allen on the tail end of that 20 Bass Pro Shops Ford Mustang. Mobile 1. 24, Christopher Gale. Seems to bounce back time and time again here. 91 of Allen, 25 of Diebold, 6 of Kyle Weatherman working his way back up. Hammer down goes the 20 of Langley. He'll jump out to a good restart here. Jackson Allen will try to pull into P2. Contact between Diebold and Gale. They'll keep it straight out on the Speedway. Single file. Mon and Ramen to the bottom of the racetrack. Stephen Parsons all the way to the grass. Battle for P2 quickly dissolves as the 6 of Kyle Weatherman around Jackson Allen. And he'll set his sights on the 20 of Patrick Langley. Into turn number 1, he looks underneath Langley. Side by side in the middle. Langley hard right hook into the outside wall. No idea what happened to the 20 of Patrick Langley. That car did a hard right hook. Odd occurrence there, but nonetheless, the 6 of Kyle Weatherman has risen back to the top spot. He'll have the 09 of Dave Matson, who was outside on this restart. Mon and Ramen and Stephen Parsons in that second row. Parsons out there with substantial damage on that machine. Trassenot and Matt Klusterhuis. Gonna be in row number 3. Double up here behind the iRacing.com Ford Mustang. Oh, trouble to restart for the 09. He'll light them up. Hard in the inside wall. No caution. One car involved. Contact from Mon and Ramen. Kyle Weatherman stretching that lead. Stephen Parsons P2. Bon and Ramen P3. Eric Japo working his way back up. He'll sit in the 4th spot. In the top 5 will be Matt Klosterhuis. We see Gale working his way back up again inside the 36 spot. They go side by side. Gale going to work. Here comes Storm Patterson. Here going to follow suit. He'll try to get a 2 for 1 here. Way down on the bottom side of the racetrack. Can he make it stick? Get that momentum driving off. He'll clear the Klosterhuis machine into turns 3 and 4. Meanwhile, Kyle Weatherman with a 1.68 second lead over P2 of Stephen Parsons in the 98 machine. Eric Japo, P2. He'll clear that 98 machine. Sight set on. 6 of Weatherman. Last 2 times by, the fastest car on the racetrack has been the 63 of Storm Patterson. Caution flying once again on lap 146. .44 Mon and Ramen involved in this one. Look like maybe contact on the 44 of Ramen from the 24 of Gale. Ramen made contact with that outside wall. Nowhere to go for the 24. He'll lock up the binders, and wow, Matt Quick and Kelvin Mosier tagged that 44 of Ramen. Sylvain Jolly Back quick, I let them stay out here on 18 lap old tires. They will be on the front row for this restart. Going back, green flag racing. Going jolly in the gas. We're green flag racing. Here comes the 6 of Kyle Weatherman. He'll pull alongside 89 of Matt Quick. Quick work of him. And Weatherman all the way down. Quick work of the 08. And now he'll set sail on the Speedway. Side by side with Sylvain Jolly goes the 63. Here comes the 24 of Gale. Trying to bring Close to Hoos along with him. Gale almost into the wall. He'll have to pull the switch flip. He'll go underneath the 08 of Jolly. He'll pick up the P3 as we continue to roll on here. Lap 156 on the board. 45 laps to go for Kyle Weatherman. 63 of Storm Patterson right now is keeping pace with that 6 of Kyle Weatherman. Something we hadn't seen all night long. Once Kyle Weatherman gets out in clean air, he usually walks the dog on the rest of the field. Right now, Storm Patterson hanging on for the moment. Looks like Weatherman now starting to pull away ever so slightly, but not giving up a fight is that young gun, the 63. Storm Patterson in P2. Running third, Christopher Gale. Matt Hosa, who's up to fourth. Tressenant runs to the 5th spot. Stephen Parsons 6th, 7th. Sylvain Jolly 8th. Elvin Mosier, Matt Quick 9th. And Sawyer in the 10th spot. At 159. See the 91 of Allen. Hard back there in 19th, 1 lap down. He'll have to get by that 69 of Hendricks in order to be the lucky dog, and Hendricks about a half a straightaway up in front of him. Allen trying to get by that 44. He'll clear 89 of Matt Quick hard in the outside wall. Keep it pointed in the right direction. 35 with Sawyer out. Gonna have to make a crossover move on that 69 machine. All the way down. Middle way on the bottom. Here comes 25 of Debo. They'll be side by side. 13th. Debo will make the pass. Got to go to work on that 69 on Matt Hendricks. He'll pull alongside of him. Maybe 2 for 1 here for Debo as he looks at sights on the 89 of Matt Quick. Debo down to the bottom side of the racetrack. Debo to clear Hendricks and Quick. Now Hendricks to the bottom side of the racetrack. Debo trying to run down that 66 machine of Jeff Nielsen. Quick, fast, and in a hurry. He'll move to the inside and take over the 10th spot. On the move is the 25 of Roger Debo. Sights now sit on Sylvain Jolly, about 6 car lengths in between the two. They work out of turn number 4. Now Weatherman starting to walk away up front as Roger Debold puts down another one. 69 of Hendricks. Reverse diamonding the racetrack, so to speak. Driving into the bottom and off the corner there. Debold has got a pretty good distance between him and 8th place of 97 of Eric Chapeau. He just made a pass. That pass on Kelvin Mosier for 7th. Weatherman getting ready to run up on the rear of the field here. For Brandon Klooster, who's last car on the lead lap. How quickly he can get around him. He will go to the bottom side all the way to the white line. They make contact. Weatherman washes up on the 94. He drove to the bottom side of the racetrack. Now he'll drive underneath the 44 of Rahman, who's already a lap down. He'll be 2 laps down now. Racing for position going on in front of him. Those drivers momentarily side by side. Neither one of them are going to want to give room for that leader. Trying to get around McComb, Mississippi, Sawyer trying to give him all the room you can. Weatherman to the bottom side. He'll clear the 35. Slide up in front of him on the front stretch. Now have to get around the 20 of Patrick Langley. Trying to give as much room to the leader as possible without giving up a spot on the racetrack to Sawyer. He'll be able to do so. And we'll have to pull up just a bit to stay off the back deck lid. '89 of Matt Quick in danger. Going down a lap here. There'll be some racing, more racing ahead. Weatherman's got almost a 4-second lead over Patterson as he works the inside of Jeff Dilson. With 24 to go here. They'll get around Sylvain Jolly, running in that 11th spot. 10 cars left on the lead lap. Keep the announcers jinxed. And what I was about to say, I'll hold that in my breath for a few more laps here. Kyle Weatherman, your leader, Storm Patterson, Christopher Gale, Treston, Matt Klooster, Stephen Parsons, Eric Chapeau, Roger Debold, Kelvin Mosier, Alex Little, your top 10 with 21 to go. Don't forget to join us tomorrow night. The Iron Thunder Racing League Premier Series. We will be at Daytona for the duels. Allen all the way to the bottom side of the racetrack. Two of Alex Little down. Next car on the lead lap will be the 43, Kelvin Mosier. Quickly up to 36 laps on this green flag run for the 6 of Kyle Weatherman.
15 laps to go. We got one of the longest green flag runs of the night. A lot of cars beat up and banged up, and some of them speed differences are really holding up Storm Patterson right now, having a difficult time trying to get through traffic. But Weatherman has been superiorly dominant throughout this whole race. Under any condition so far, he's just kind of hoping we stay green. He's under light traffic and lap cars, and they're giving him some room. And Storm's just kind of watching him walk away as he keeps getting stuck behind all these cars. But if things play out the way they were, it's kind of meant to be right now. But it's looking good seeing green flag racing going on.
Definitely seeing those guys that can handle it, and the guys who are having trouble. Kyle Weatherman just out on a Saturday, well, a Monday night cruise here for us.
Yeah, he's got a half a lap lead over Storm, and he's just gonna, everything goes according, he's gonna cruise to a nice victory. But we don't want to speak too soon. Any one of these moments, like right now, Weatherman tried to get inside the 43 car who hit the wall. Yeah, at any moment, you never know when these cars will bounce off the wall and get right in front of you, take out the leader. It's been done before.
And definitely, especially if he starts catching up on these guys racing for position, you can't really fault them for not getting out of the way as they're fighting for their position on the racetrack. So far tonight, guys have showed the utmost respect as much as they could to these guys who are on the lead lap working their way through traffic. And right now, 63 of Patterson behind teammate. Right now, he's just got it on cruise control. Quickly down to 9 to go.
Yeah, don't think some of these cars that Weatherman's coming up on are gonna take it too easy too. There's 8 cars on the lead lap, 8 cars 1 lap down, and any moment all the way up to 1 to go, just fight hard. And we got a short schedule here for this series, so a bunch of points matter. And if one car can get their lap around on a restart, they're fighting with the lead lap cars again for a couple extra points.
Most definitely. Season, like you said, it'll go by fairly quickly. And just really impressed the run Kyle Weatherman's had tonight. I won't say surprised, I know he's a wheel man, but to be that much better than everybody else, he found the right setup for sure. It seems like that car is just as good early as it is late deep into a run here.
Yeah, iRacing provides a lot of great variety of racing. A long while ago, they introduced the fixed setups, and that brought a lot of drivers in here that could wheel a car, but they may not know how to set up a car. And series like this, I don't want to take anything away from Weatherman. He is a wheelman, and he's great at it. And you got to wonder what's under that hood, though. He's definitely got a car that is very built for this track right now, and he's showing how good he is and how good this car is.
As we see him right now get stuck behind a gaggle of cars, as we call it in the South here. So sure he's looking at telemetry and he knows that he doesn't need to push the issue as we see 66 bouncing off the wall. Like you said, at any moment. Already had one almost wreck in front of him there.
Absolutely. He's got to remember he's still got a half a lap lead over second. He can afford to let these guys settle down, take it one car at a time. They are racing him. He's not racing them, but they are definitely racing him.
Man, he'll just right there. He can put that race car just about anywhere he wants to. As we see him go to the extreme bottom, with 1 lap to go here, down the back straightaway for Kyle Weatherman. Through turns 3, he'll exit turn 4, checkered flag in the air. Kyle Weatherman will take home the California 200 here from Irwindale. We'll wait on Storm Patterson. He'll come across P2.
That was a really incredible drive by Weatherman. Irwindale Speedway throwing off some of their famous fireworks. A track that's also known for a great event, their Night of Destruction, which also ends in fireworks. And I think we had a lot of destruction here. A bunch of guys that probably are not going to go home forgetting this race, but wishing they could.
We'll work on getting our top 3. Joining me up in the booth, the driver of the 24 machine, Christopher Gale. Man, I tell you what, you were up front a lot, in the back a lot, and that car must have had something up under, because you're able to work your way up through the field multiple times, and seemed like we see you up front. Little mistake there, lost the handle on it while running up front, as we've seen Langley do the same thing. You know, these tracks are a little treacherous, but to make the drive as many times as you did, man, good job, and congratulations on a hard fought P3. It was exciting to watch you work your way back up through the field.
Yeah, man, this P3, that was a hell. It all, the P3 is all thanks to Brandon Cleaser. He made the setup. It was able to, new tires, you can like stop it in the middle, turn it to the bottom, and get that launch off, and that's how I was able to move through the field. I kind of got greedy on that one restart trying to get Eric, and I just looped it in front of the field. Luckily, nobody hit me, so that was always good. Yeah, I had a lot of fun.
I noticed too here, you know, most of the time when we see some one car spin, they're close to the racing surface, iRacing throws that caution, and as much trouble as we had due to iRacing while the cautions were out, you know, it seemed like this is the one track we get the cautions like we won't everywhere else. But unfortunately, with the pace car coming out on the speedway so quick, we had a lot of lineup trouble, and that'll be not happening anymore. But you know, just talk about how tricky it is to get around here, and the difference, you know, like you talked about, able to run a different line there and make your way up. Seemed like if you were on that outside, could be the place to be, but you know, you really had to pay attention to that throttle and where you got on it and when you got back on the throttle.
Yeah, like early run, if you could diamond the corner and turn down and get that launch off, you make moves. But once the tires got old, you couldn't run the bottom. You'd have to run the top all race. And I think the pace car, the lineup thing was probably timed. I'm thinking that as soon as the pace car hit, you got a certain time to get by it, or you get trapped behind it. So
yeah, unfortunately, we've seen some spins, right there out of turn 2, right where the car comes out, and as soon as those guys get turned around, that pace car is already out on the track.
Yeah, man, it's crazy, but man, I want to thank GCOM. I want to thank Brandon Clusarhus. Man, I want to thank everybody. I want to thank you for putting on a great broadcast. Man, this was a fun race, man. Another one of these tracks that I like. You can put that down.
I tell you what, man, there's not many tracks that make that list, and it's good to see starting this year with some good momentum. I know you had a tough last year, and hopefully we can carry this on throughout the year. It's always good and good for the health of the league when the 24 is running good.
Got to get this car in victory lane. Hopefully a championship.
All right, bud. Good luck, and we'll look forward to seeing you tomorrow.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Have a good one.
Join me in the booth now, 63, Storm Warning, Storm Patterson. About the same deal there with the 24 of Gale, man. You got trapped in the back a little bit, working your way back up. Most of the night stayed in the front. Just how tricky was Irwindale for you?
It was definitely interesting. I think the closest thing we could compare it to is honestly a miniature Darlington. But yeah, we got trapped in the back about 2 times, I think. Missed our pit box 2 times, so we had to cycle to the back, and we made our way to like the top 5 both times, and then we had a pit, and then that last time we collected some damage whenever Patrick wrecked, and I think Roger came down in front of me, and we just got some damage. But whatever we got, it just really helped turn the car through the center of the corner. I think that's where we got a lot of that race run, late race speed for sure. But yeah, it's definitely very tricky.
Got anything for him, Sean?
No, I was admiring what he said about comparing this to Darlington at the beginning of the broadcast. I'd only done a few laps on iRacing on this track. I got a few laps on this track in a super late model because it's my local track. And I said the same thing. It feels like a mini Darlington, and you got to run that outside wall. Late in the race, I mean, you were following Weatherman, and at one point where you're like, I'm stuck behind all these cars. It's like you're just securing second place, and were you just content with that ride there, or you kind of wish you had a lot more going on? This was a very wreck-filled race and a lot of drama going on today.
Well, I definitely wish we would have had enough speed to compete with Weatherman, to be honest. He was in a field of his own. He's been ever since he joined the league, to be honest, especially at short tracks. But yeah, I definitely wish we would have had a lot more speed. But I think one of our main problems is we didn't have a lot of forward drive. We'd have great like entry and middle, but Kyle, especially when I noticed whenever I got in P2, he just had so much more exit speed than us. It was insane, to be honest.
Alrighty, bud. I tell you what, early momentum. You know how it goes, man. We look forward to having you, and we'll let you thank anybody you'd like to thank before we let you go and get back with the team and celebrate P2.
Yeah, definitely Brandon for the setup. He was kind of a lifesaver. We came into this race with a kind of not that fast of a setup, but yeah, he was definitely a lifesaver there. And the Raise Energy, Rep Sports, Powershade.com, being on the car and helping us do this every week.
All right, man. We'll look forward to the rest of the year. Good luck.
Yes, sir. Thank you for the broadcast.
Alrighty, joining us in the booth now is 6 of Kyle Weatherman, your winner of the California 200 domination, annihilation, hell of a ride, man. When that car got out in clean air, she straight 8, man, and there's a lot of people behind you that would be willing to throw some cash your way to know exactly what you had under the setup of that machine, but that car just couldn't be stopped.
Yeah, it was definitely really good. I mean, this was a track that you have to just have forward drive, and had a little bit of time to practice and get it where I wanted it, so that was good. And no, yeah, just definitely really focused on just kind of long run speed. I kind of figured that was what it was going to be, but we had to kind of have an all around setup, so we had a little bit of short run speed too. But no, all in all, it was definitely a good race, and excited to obviously get locked in here and kind of see what we can do for the next couple.
We were talking earlier. It seemed like as good as that car was in the long run, may have not have been as much speed early on, but the speed you had early on was a vast difference in the rest of the field. So that's always a good thing, even if you don't hit that setup quite like you want it. Definitely was leagues above the rest of the field. A lot of drivers, even Sean Bounty joining me up in the booth tonight. Um, um, Kind of called it a little Darlington about the way you had to race this racetrack, and we were able to see you, a couple of times way down on the bottom, and especially working your way through traffic there late in the race. Seems like you could put the race car just about anywhere you needed to.
Yeah, I mean, there's no speed down there, but just to kind of, I guess, make quick work of lap traffic is obviously pretty important. But no, yeah, definitely a fun race, and no, excited to kind of go on and see what we can do with these next few of them. But no, definitely fun. Like I said, it was, yeah. I mean, I guess you can kind of compare it a little bit to a Darlington in a way. Obviously, getting up close to the wall and stuff like that, but. All in all, it was definitely a fun race. Like I said, just forward drive was definitely king, and that was obviously what I focused on mostly, and obviously it definitely paid off. So it was fun.
All right, Sean, got anything for Kyle before we let him go?
I think you guys summed it up. It was a very dominant performance. Your car was definitely on rails. One of the things I noticed the most was a lot of cars, they had trouble going from center to exit without getting tight, and it looked like you were doing a really good job with that. I said, don't. He looks like he's got this one in the bag, but don't call it too soon. There's a lot of lap cars, lap traffic that you're not racing them, but they're racing you, and I kind of wonder how much did you put that in your mind, because you had a half a lap going on second place there, and you were in a lot of cars that if caution comes out at any moment, they're back in the game. So, but you still pressed through and drove through that. That's maybe a little braver than I would have taken it.
Yeah, I was in the middle of 3 wide at one point. There were like 5 to go. I thought about backing out there, but I wanted to lap as many cars as I could so I could pit. I figured everybody else would try to stay out so I could pit, and then obviously not have as many cars to pass. But that, I guess, was the only game plan of trying to lap as many as I could, just to where if other cars stayed out, it wouldn't affect me as much as if I pitted. But no, yeah, definitely at 5 to go, I definitely thought about not racing Sawyer, and I can't remember who else it was. I think it was Monin, I think. But yeah, there was a couple of them that I definitely probably should have backed out on, but paid off this time, and luckily we're locked in and can kind of go see what we have for the next few.
And I think that may spell a little bit of not that you wouldn't been competing anyway, but gets that off your shoulders a little bit, locks in, and might spell disaster for the rest of the field. Kyle Weatherman out there with pretty much nothing to lose. Look forward to seeing the rest of the year and what the Six Machine can do, man. We appreciate you racing with us and taking your time out to join us up in the booth, and look forward to the rest of the year and a good ride we're going to have, and probably have you back here multiple times, and we'll definitely look forward to it, man. Good luck.
Appreciate it.
All righty, your winner, the 6 of Kyle Weatherman, California 200, and probably somebody that maybe not have experience out here at Irwindale, but definitely real track experience. Coming in absolutely just able to work on the race car, and probably hands-on real life experience. Has a little bit of help having that knowledge to know what to mess with on these cars. I'm telling you, I'm a long-time dirt track guy and worked on many a dirt track cars, and I can't set one up to save my life on this game. I can get you close in real life, but it's just this thing's a whole nother animal, and those that are watching has never seen a setup sheet for iRacing. I don't care what car it is. You look at it and it's a little dooming, especially if you don't know what does what. A lot of trial and error, and these guys put in a lot of time. They don't just show up here on Monday night and practice for an hour and then go out there and win. The ones that do that, yeah, they're probably not winning every week, and if they are, I would be really impressed by that. Kyle Weatherman just put down. Only left 5 cars on the lead lap. This league is pretty stout. With competition, the league's getting better every year. This is our second tier league, and it's filled with talent throughout. Tomorrow we'll get to see the premier side and some of the same guys and a few more talented guys that only run that side. So make sure you join us. We'll have Sawyer up in the booth with us for the first duel, and believe Jason Ball will join us for the second duel. And what duel are you in, Sean?
I think I am in the first duel.
Alrighty, cool deal. We'll definitely keep an
I think
eye
my
out.
whole team is in that first duel.
Excuse me. Yeah, that'll definitely be advantage for you. I know in the past, getting stuck in a duel, man, especially at Daytona with no teammates and maybe a few enemies, that's not a good place to be because you definitely need a little bit of help, a little bit of somebody to work with. Definitely, if you got some guys up front, and these guys, few of these guys know how to work these super speedways, man. You'll look and they'll have the top 4 full of teammates before you know it, and it'll be Katie bar the door, almost impossible. They learn how to control that front and give themselves a chance. I believe rolling into Daytona, we'll actually be in Daytona next week with the open side here in the Rush Series. Going to be exciting tomorrow night. Can't wait to get to Daytona. Always exciting when we get there, especially with the duels. Good luck, and hopefully we can have you back up in the booth from the podium tomorrow night.
Yeah, I'd look forward to it. Yeah, I got 3 rookies on my team, and we put it together pretty quickly. Tomorrow, I'm just looking to make sure we're not in any wrecks and just cleanly make the show. That's all I'm really looking for. Once the race starts, it doesn't really matter where you start. I find myself up at the front, top 3, top 5, most any time I go to this track, and it's usually without help. But like you said, when you want to be up at the front and dominate the front, you're gonna have your teammates with you, and they're gonna fend off those lines with you. So to get a win, it's not impossible, but you're probably gonna see some team cars taking control of that race. At the same time, there's a lot of guys. These are dual races. There's pride on the line. You want to win, but at the same time, you want to make the show. It'll be rough trying to figure out when you're making moves who's being patient and just making it to the finish, and who's really pushing it.
Speaking along those lines, maybe a little bit of inside. Are you gonna, we'll victorious in the main race? 03 of Kevin Hash, 87 Rittenauer, Matt Quick. They'll kind of lay back toward the back for most of the race, and sometimes even out of the draft, just draft them with themselves, stand on the lead lap. As we open up tomorrow night, you're going to kind of scoot to the back early, or try to get up front and lead some laps and stay up there the whole race?
It's a good question. I've been all the way in the back, and I've encountered a wreck from the guys with me who get impatient with the fact that they think we're leaving the main pack, and I've got taken out of the race. I've been the leader of the race and been taken out of these races. That's happened to me so many times. I really felt like wherever I start in a race, I don't really exactly have a plan as much as I like to feel these races out. And a lot of the good drivers go more on feeling the race out. If it's calm, you just kind of hold your own wherever you're at. Maybe make some moves. If it's if you can make some smooth runs, then go for it. If it starts getting intense and a bunch of guys want to go 3 wide, then just back out a little bit, and hopefully you're out of the way before the big one happens around you, and you're just like I said, I'm more of a feeler. you can get a sense there's a lot of stuff going on in the race, and you can feel the energy. You can feel when it's calm, when it's aggressive, and oftentimes when things are about to go bad. So I'm going to be starting pretty much in the top 2-3 rows or somewhere, and I'm going to stay there. And as soon as if they go 3 wide, then you'll probably see me pull out. And I don't think I want to run in my own pack, but definitely in the back of the main pack if they start pushing it a little bit.
Alrighty, man. Well, I tell you what, we appreciate you helping us out in the booth, and I know Sawyer appreciates the admin duties. I know it's a little crazy, especially for the first time being up here, and did a hell of a job. I know this track threw us a curveball. That pace car, I really don't know how he gets out so fast. As we've been talking, I've been watching the scenic view here, and he's sitting outside of turn 2, but he is facing the exit of turn 4. I don't know how that car must have run through the wall there somehow, but it threw us for a little curveball, but we were able to work the bugs out, and we'll definitely have a better show come next Monday night when we head to Daytona, and then again Tuesday night will be the opener for the Premier Series at Daytona. Everything's sorted out by the duels that'll happen tomorrow. And once again, good luck, man. And believe us will about wrap it up here from Irwindale. Unfortunately, I hate the curveball that it threw us. Really a good race there at the end, able to stretch it out and see those long green flag runs. Then it was a little too late. Everybody had pretty much used up what they had. Thought we'd have a little Saturday night feel, sorta, in the beginning. We wound up 15 cautions for 85 laps, which is
Well, we've certainly had some Saturday night carnage.
definitely Saturday night carnage. Definitely apologize, and the drivers, them themselves, it's not what they are about. We're not about running caution laps, but things happen, especially here. To track such confined as this, and then also throwing into account that there's one groove, and that one groove is in the danger zone to begin with. But hats off to all the guys that joined us. We had 25 cars start the race, so definitely was a good one. Kyle Weatherman checking out there. Be back tomorrow night for the duels. For Sean Bounty, I'm Jonathan Grissom. Y'all keep showing up. We'll keep showing out. Good night, everybody.